Well, he tackled Rudolph. Rudolph didn't like the way that he was tackled.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a clip on what they're calling the brawl for it all involving Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph. But one thing that they didn't mention was what happened to create such a brawl. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing right now, for a lot of my ladies that don't have kids that play football or never been involved with someone that play football, is an NFL cleat. You see the bottom of that shoe? My fellas that play football, have you ever had a fat ass lineman step on your arm with one of them cleats? It can break the skin and it hurts. The next thing that you guys seeing is a male groin area. Can you imagine what would happen if a stiff Shawn Michaels sweet chin music went to that area? Well, that's what they forgot to mention when it came to Mason Rudolph. And we're gonna break it down right now in this video to give you a different perspective. If you're finding me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications so when I drop videos, you all get them. Be sure to join me on all my other social media links as this channel looks to find life gains in every area. We cover Tesla videos, movie reviews, and big life events such as this one. And if you still want to win the Power Season 6 t-shirt, just leave me your comment, be a subscriber, and let's go.
Cord cutters looking to get some free streams? Be sure to click this link. It is the first link in the video description.
So we all kept hearing how wrong Myles Garrett was. And let me just preface this by saying that swinging that helmet was a bridge too far. He should not have swung the helmet. However, in any other situation, people are always saying, we need to see more data before we rush to judgment. Nobody really done that with Myles Garrett's situation. It just rushed to judgment. This big lineman was wrong. There was no reason he should do it. Nothing should cause that. They forgot to show you this sweet chin music to the groin area, ladies and gentlemen. Now, men, you know that our private areas are a very sensitive area. Some NFL players don't wear cups, some of them do. We don't know whether or not Myles wore one. They didn't show this in all the highlights the day after. All they showed was him swinging that helmet. It's the worst thing that ever happened because he could have took him out, and ladies and gentlemen, he could have. But we all want to know what would make a man so angry. And so Mason Rudolph twisted his helmet, tried to rip it off, punched him in the nuts, and then kicked him in the groin with the cleats. And they was all claiming that a helmet is a deadly weapon. But I would also contend if you kick somebody somewhere hard enough with a cleat, that can also be considered maybe not a deadly weapon, but a dangerous weapon. And everybody had their damn opinions, right? Of how bad Myles Garrett was and all that. He got suspended indefinitely. They didn't do anything to Mason Rudolph. And he came off to me looking like a little punk. You could tell he was the antagonist in this thing. He was edging it on. It looked like he started this and was able to get away with it. And then he made Myles Garrett go over the top. Now, Myles Garrett would have been okay with everything except for swinging that helmet. He slammed him to the ground, snatched him up with the helmet, and he should have stopped it right there. Obviously, he survived this kick to the groin because he was still in a fit of rage from that. But is this not something that would make you lose it, fellas? Trying to give ladies perspective on how sensitive that area can be. And then AB's gonna put this picture up, kicking somebody and just, you know, shouting out, raising up Mason Rudolph. And I'm just like, AB, how about be quiet and try to get your job back? Did you not go through and see what Mason did that kind of got this whole thing started? And ladies and gentlemen, again, I'm not saying that swinging a helmet goes to the level of getting kicked in the groin, but it's certainly something that would get somebody amped up enough and hyped up enough to make you mad. Now, having said that, it is not right to me that the NFL doesn't do something to find Mason Rudolph and to possibly suspend him as well. They find all the other guys involved in the situation and around the situation, but they have yet to do anything to Mason Rudolph. And when they go back and watch this tape of all the things he did, Mason Rudolph should definitely get a fine and should get suspended. Now take a look at what people have been saying on social media after being able to go back and review and have a further replay of what happened. Lamont Garrett, he hit him with the helmet again, okay? He wanted the smoke, but didn't expect the flames. I'm thinking he's talking about Mason Rudolph doing what he did, but didn't expect Myles Garrett to take it there. And ladies and gentlemen, again, you can make a man really, really mad by getting down there and trying to prevent him from having children. And those cleats do hurt and can break the skin. Red Pill Academy. Mason tried to rip his helmet off first, then he got drugged. And that's absolutely true. But just trying to rip off somebody's helmet wouldn't have been a deep enough story, in my opinion. And I never believed that that was deep enough to make somebody go over the deep edge the way Myles Garrett went. Myles Garrett really went deep, and I felt like it had to be something deeper than that. Maybe he talked about his mama. Maybe he called him a racial derogatory slur. Something like that I felt like had to have happened to make Myles Garrett go off the deep end in the way he did. Now, even having said that, Myles should have had some kind of level of restraint from going too far with that helmet. But ladies and gentlemen, everybody has a trigger point. I want you to think about that. Everybody has a trigger point where you might go off the deep edge to do something. For a lot of people, it's your kids. What would you guys do if someone punched your child in the face? Think about that now. Just break it down. If someone just wailed off and punched your little precious baby, your little precious 5-year-old in the face, you liable to take a shoe or take something that can be considered a deadly object and hit them upside the head with it. Everybody has something that can tee them off, and maybe the combination of everything Mason did was that tee-off point for Myles Garrett. Next comment, Kent Jackson. Myles got suspended for a year and possibly a game or two next year. I understand that rightfully so, but for the QB to not get suspended at all is wrong. Rudolph doesn't deserve the season like Garrett, but he deserves a game or two. I think anybody who is being reasonable, that has rational thought about this whole process, that is considering going back, looking at the replay, and seeing exactly what happened on the tape that started the whole thing, is having the rational thought process that yes, Mason Rudolph deserves something. Maybe not a full year suspension, maybe 4 games, but he deserves something. He was the instigator, and then after he instigated it and got beat up, he wanted to act like a victim, which to me made him look like a straight punk. Next comment, Pillsbury 27. The liberal sports media are trying to hype this situation too far. Myles Garrett was wrong, point blank, but Pouncey was wrong too by punching and kicking Myles when he was down. Okay, well, that's crazy because you say Myles Garrett was wrong, point blank, as if that's the end of your statement. Then you go on to say Pouncey was wrong. So that's not the end of your statement. And then there ain't just one point blank. Whenever there's a situation, there's more than one action that causes a reaction. We saw Mason Rudolph punch, kick, twist, everything that created this altercation. So there ain't no point blank Garrett is wrong. Garrett done the one thing that put him over the top, which was swing that helmet. Yes. But there are other people besides him that had culpability in this situation, and they need to be punished accordingly. Last fan, Ross Michael, don't start a fight if you can't finish it. And like I said, Mason Rudolph wanted that smoke, didn't want the flames, and then his ass just got caught and got drugged basically. And like I said, ladies and gentlemen, what is your infliction point? What is that thing that someone could do to you that could send you over the edge? Attack your spouse, try to hurt your spouse, try to hurt your kids, try to hurt your mama, your grandma. We all have some point in which we might lose it if someone does something to us. Now that doesn't make it right. I'm not saying it's right. I am saying we're all human. There's something that can make us go over the edge. And in this situation, everybody that should have been punished has yet to be punished. And I hope the NFL goes back and grabs Mason Rudolph. But I want to hear from you guys. Leave me all your comments. Let me know what you think. And let's keep these life games going. That's going to do it for this video. Don't forget to like my video. Please comment, subscribe. Go get yourself that life gain. Follow me on all my social media links. Leave me messages on all of them. And let me know how things are going. And send me stories, ladies and gentlemen. And until that next Sex is Hell video, I'll see you